Hello, my sisters and brothers, but especially my sisters. Have a funny joke to tell you today, but the joke is on me, believe it or not. So I guess the title of this could be called He Really Is Greater That Is in Me Than He That's in the World. Okay, maybe about several months ago, I was diagnosed as being diabetic. Now, excuse me, I'm 81 years old. Now I'm diabetic. The truth is, I love sweets. I have never liked food or anything else that tastes bitter. I guess that's why I didn't like alcohol. That's why I didn't like drugs, because I tried it once. Family was urging me to try it. By the time I put it in my mouth, the cigarette, took a puff, it tasted as nasty as it smelled. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So drugs were never appealed to me. Alcohol never appealed to me. But food, good food, yes. Look, my mother may not have been all things that a good mother, what we think is a good mother would be. But one thing cannot be denied. She cooked like she had both feet in that food. She grew up in the country, so they didn't have grocery stores. You could just run out and buy something that's pre-made, thank goodness. Because today, the majority of this pre-made crap, I'm sorry, y'all, this pre-made food that, as far as I'm concerned, is influenced by Satan because it's got chemicals in it. They're making food that ain't even food or making food out of stuff that ain't food. I mean, you name it. They replaced real sugar with a chemical, which is high fructose corn syrup. It's a chemical. But anyway, I love sweets. Okay? So, I was surprised, nevertheless, when they told me I was diabetic because my mother was diabetic. Okay. And I swore after watching her and several of my friends end up being diabetic, doing the needle thing, test. I said, I will never do that. Well, here I am. And sure enough, I'm diabetic. But I'm deciding to do this God's way. He said the food, the natural food, not the chemicalized, altered, pre-made crap. Stuff that they give, that they feed us today. I've been going organic for years, years. And so when they told me I was diabetic, on top of that, I'm suffering with, not suffering, I put myself in that situation of having gout because I decided in all of my so-called wisdom to allow a female doctor to castrate me years ago by pulling out my inner plummet that God gave women so that we didn't suffer from gout, which is the excess buildup of uric acid in your blood, okay? I did that, so I can't blame nobody but me for lack of knowledge. Now, so I'm like, okay, I'm not doing no shots. I'm not doing them pills. And he said, well, your mother was diabetic. I said, yeah, because I eat like her. Back in the day, you always had a sweet on the table available, but you also had vegetables that were always available with every meal. No matter, breakfast would be the only time you didn't have a vegetable. Lunch, you had vegetables. Dinner, you had vegetables. And then you had sweet cakes and pies. And she was so good. The neighbors, friends, were always asking her to show them how to fix something, to cook. She was excellent. Anyway, I said, well, I'm going to change my diet. I did not realize, people, for all of my sisters and brothers who are diabetic, how hard it is to change the way you eat. I had 80 years to eat what I wanted, when I wanted, and how I wanted. And See's candy was one of my favorite candies. Anyway, changing it at first, okay, I can do this because I studied up on it. It wasn't natural sugar that was doing it. It's that everything we eat that is processed. Rice, pasta, processed. Everything is processed now. And then they enrich it, i.e. try to add vitamins back in it. And so not only are we diabetic, we gain weight. Boy, the doctors love us. And you think this is a joke? Look at all the stars and the famous people or infamous people, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, let me tell you this trick about how not to be diabetic. And they show you pictures of a banana thing or cucumber or something. And if you listen to the spiel, it always comes down to buying their product, which is man-made, chemicalized, a pill. There's not a single one that will show you the actual recipe that they claim the picture of on Facebook, Instagram, where if you try this, baking soda with this, play the commercial. You will never see that product. What they're going to end up doing is saying, it's this product that we have found. All you got to do is take it for a month or two and you're cured. Shame on them. I mean, this is a serious disease. So anyway, the long and short is why it's a joke on me. I'm doing this God's way, right? Organic, as best I can. And I know that teas, he tells us in Genesis 1 that he gives us what we're supposed to be eating. Didn't include meat at first. And I'm a meat lover. Love that from my mother and from her mother. But anyway, he said, I give you fruit to eat, nuts to eat. Everything out of the garden is a food that heals us and feeds our body. So I decided to do teas because when my second husband was sick, Doug, I fed him teas. And it was literally healing his body. He had colon cancer, but we kept eating the same food we'd been eating. So it eventually killed him. So anyway, I started doing tea. My sisters, brother, I do not like tea. I don't care. There's something about the taste of that. I don't like it. So what did old smart me decide to do? But I keep track of it. See, I've been tracking my diabetes, what my sugar is, and I had it down. It was literally down in the 110, 120, and was steady coming down. But when God told me go back to the teas, and I don't like tea, I was putting, in my mind, organic, raw honey. Not a teaspoon, not 2 teaspoons. I would take the cap off and pour honey into the tea to cover up the taste of the tea. Satan thought he had me. But greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So I'm steady keeping track. And so my sugar level started going 130 something over the past 3 weeks. This is while I've been doing this tea. I literally was pouring 4 and 5 tablespoons of honey into every cup of tea, cup. So it was more honey than it was tea. I don't like the taste of tea. Oh. And the other day, I started feeling worse, couldn't sleep at night. My sugar was going crazy. And I got up one morning when that sucker said 186. I'm like, whoa, what the heck? And I sit there and I said, okay, because I could look at my notes. I could see what I'd been eating different. And the only thing I had been ingesting, organic raw honey, pure sugar. So the devil thought the joke was on me. But what he didn't understand is that greater is he that is in me, because the Holy Spirit said, research honey. I'm sure he probably thought doofus. I called myself doofus. And when I looked up honey, it's like maybe a teaspoon or 2 a day. I must have ingested about 20, 25 teaspoons of sugar every day for the last 3 weeks. So I had to eliminate the honey and literally just make up my mind. I'm going to drink this tea. I don't care how nasty it is, which I did yesterday, which I did today. My sugar's already back down this morning. It was 141. It's going the right direction, y'all. But I'm done. So I thought I'd give y'all a laugh for today about how we can think we know so much, but all we do is open the door for Satan to come in and try to hurt us. But greater is he that is in us than Satan who's in the world throughout the food. That's 1 John 4:4, my sisters. We sing about him, we talk about him, but when it comes right down, when the rubber hits the road, greater is he. Because without the Holy Spirit, like, look up honey, I would have kept doing it. So I just want to say thank you. Have a blessed day. Have a good laugh on Still Learning 81. See you on the next go round.